Hey, goodness to you. It's Sporty King. And I always say goodness. Why? Because I don't know whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening. But then I add, isn't it great to have good in front of your salutation? Hey, I'm on just about a minute early for today's live broadcast. If you are watching the video, uh, um, it's going to be a few more seconds, but less than a minute before we start the live video. That what I always like to give that as a tech tip for anybody who's doing online is, if you say you're coming on at 1, come on at, just like we say in real life, 15 minutes. 15 minutes before is on time, or whatever we tell people for interviews and stuff. Come on early and give an announcement, the computer a chance to send out, technology a chance to send out an announcement that you're online. Some people are doing other things, and so they say, oh good, let me close out because I want to get the live broadcast. There's nothing wrong with getting the video, but that's if you want to get the live. So anyway, that's a tech tip. And hey, speaking of tech tips, 1 minute is up and it is time for today's message. So let's go. Welcome to Gift Friday. I created it because so often we hear people say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. But I say, what allure does Friday have to the person who took their last breath on Thursday? Or any day before that, for that matter. So I like to use what I learned through Psalm 92 and 2. And that is, it is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. Therefore, instead of using TGIF, what I get to use is TGIT. Thank God it's today. And then TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Because see, now I can do that every single day of the week. All right. And that allows me to bring in another scriptural reference. That is Matthew 6:34. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. TGIT. Thank God it's tonight. Today's trouble is enough for today. TGIT. Thank God it's today, because darkness always precedes the light. Have you noticed that? I'm sure we've said it, but let's continue to notice it and commit to it. So I'd like us to consider another use for TGIF, and that is trusting God is free. Think about it. What does it cost to be blessed with the greatest gift of the day? Waking up. It doesn't cost you a dime. So if you want to let your TGIF, trusting God is free. And then that still moves us to realizing that we can do some subtraction and addition, right? We can subtract the T from the front of TGIF and add it to the back of TGIF. And then we find what we really must give God thanks for, and that is today. GIFT. God is for today. Gift Friday is the online sharing of one of my original poems or poetic positive messages. And it's possible uses to inspire audiences online, in person, or in your spirit, because you have to take care of you. Each poem will then be my gift to you. Here you hear me read it and share this week's gift. Then I'll drop the poem in the thread so that you can download your colorful keepsake copy. Today, I've chosen a poem that speaks to one of the constants in our world. I've chosen it from my book, I Found Out I'm Living, a storyline in poetry about spiritual acceptance and growth. See, my first book was I Found Out I'm Dying, a celebration of life, about a storyline in poetry about the fact that physically we're all dying from the day we're born. Let go of the physical self. And then I Found Out I'm Living, embrace the spiritual self. And the topic that we're all so used to is what? Change. So I'm going to read you this poem from that book. And this poem is called Turning Points. If I wake up today the exact same person I was yesterday, perhaps I never went to sleep. For through the years, as my mind has hungered for knowledge, my curiosity has gotten the best of me, even when I gave it no target. And my ability to understand yesterday fuels the happiness I continuously plan to enjoy. A happiness and joy I accept into my life in as many ways as possible, recognizing its short and long-term intentions in retrospect. I hold on to each moment outwardly bold, courageous, and determined, while inside, afraid, bewildered, and cautious. And my belief system asks that I acknowledge my fortune and reward myself for mastering change as I have. Though I can't remember the first step or fall I've taken, I recall the last. Unable to quote each word I've spoken or heard, I share my vision, recount all I've learned. I've refused to give in, turned down offers, missed an opportunity, forgotten and forgiven, loved and lost, won and wondered. And my belief system asks that I acknowledge my spirituality and reward myself for mastering change as I have. Since I reached my first goal this morning, waking up, I've lived each minute and each second unlike the last. And as I focus on what I'm good at and what I like about myself, I live for the present, not the past. For I could have surrendered a long time ago. Instead, I chose to stay, to brace myself for the next turning point, and to call it yesterday. What a great poem to talk about the concept of change, regret, choices, and decisions, all components of commitment. What types of decisions and commitments are you making to yourself? Not as New Year's resolutions that you may have already tracked months ago, but as part of your daily belief system. So let's break down the poem by stanza. The first stanza reminds us that every day we change. Every day we wake up as a new person. Here it is. If I wake up today, the exact same person I was yesterday, perhaps I never went to sleep. You see, every day we wake up as a new person. The second stanza, it talks about the fact that our expectations are based on the past. We have the opportunity to see that past as a positive track record of resiliency while recognizing that life is short. So let go of regret. Here's that stanza. For through the years, as my mind has hungered for knowledge, my curiosity has gotten the best of me, even when I gave it no target. And my ability to understand yesterday fuels the happiness I continuously plan to enjoy. Happiness and joy I accept into my life in as many ways as possible, recognizing its short and long-term intentions in retrospect. Ladies and gentlemen, let go of regret. This next stanza speaks to the notion that all of us are going through something on the inside that we're hiding on the outside. Note that that's wonderful, for your faith is on the inside. So it goes on to remind you to trust your track record because you have not been lucky to get this far in life. You have been blessed to navigate through storm after storm. So give yourself credit by giving God the praise. Only then, will you be ready to appreciate what he's got in store for you on the next term. Here's that stanza. I hold on to each moment outwardly bold, courageous, and determined, while inside, afraid, bewildered, and cautious. My belief system asks that I acknowledge my fortune and reward myself for mastering change as I have. Remember, all of us are going through something on the inside that we're hiding on the outside. And what's going on? I'm going to take a minute to say, hey, what's going on to my homeboy, Dale? What's happening? Hey, what I'm doing now is breaking down the stanzas. So you're going to have to probably go back and listen to the video and hear the whole poem. And then I'm breaking it down stanza by stanza. Okay. This next stanza is a long one. And it says, you are somebody's messenger. It won't always seem like you're heading in the right direction. So you have to embrace the decisions that you've made. They've impacted many who you can't see. Here's that stanza. Though I can't remember the first step or fall I've taken, I recall the last. Unable to quote each word I've spoken or heard, I share my wisdom, recount all I've learned. I've refused to give in, turned down offers, missed an opportunity, forgotten and forgiven, loved and lost, won and wondered. And my belief system asks that I acknowledge my spirituality and reward myself for mastering change as I have. Ladies and gentlemen, embrace the decisions that you've made. And this final stanza asks, are you living in the past? Have you given yourself credit for pushing through? And however you answer that question, that was a choice that you made about today. See that in this stanza. Since I reached my first goal this morning, waking up, I've lived each minute and second unlike the last. And as I focus on what I'm good at and what I like about myself, I live for the present, not the past. For I could have surrendered a long time ago. Instead, I chose to stay, to brace myself for the next turning point, and to call it yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a choice you made about today and a commitment that you can make about how you live it. My lettering is in gray in this post, if you notice, because change is not in black and white. It's in small doses of gray. Not only do we and have we all continue to experience turning points in our lives, we're all loved and have an impact on someone's life that makes us an important piece of their puzzle. You see, life is about going from one puzzle to the next. Right now, you're in the social media puzzle. Maybe next you'll be in the discussion puzzle, then the dinner puzzle, etc. And you'll be a small, medium, or large piece in each of the puzzles in your business, social, or personal life and family life. Remember that no matter what size you consider yourself to be in any of those puzzles, even if the smallest, without you, that puzzle is called incomplete. You are a valuable piece of the puzzle in somebody's life. And because of who you are and what you mean to that person or those people, there's a good chance that you've helped them turn a corner at some point in their life. A corner called a turning point. Have a safe weekend. If you like a copy of the poem, it'll be available in the thread. If you like a copy of the book, you can email me your request to sporty@sportyking.com. And I am Sporty King. I wish you a happy Gift Friday and weekend. Be safe and remember that God is for today. Thank you and God bless you. All right, Dale. Peace. And again, even if you're watching the video, you should be able to follow along smoothly. Ciao.